More than 3 inches of snow has fallen here in Mont Eagle, with concerns over freezing temperatures tonight. Now I spoke with local residents about their plans to stay safe during this winter wonderland.
I'm not used to snow, but that's why we let our northern friends.
While not many residents were on the roads during Monday's winter storm,
snow is fine. Ice is a little bit different of a story, so we're a little more cautious in the ice.
3+ inches of snow did not keep the Barca family from getting their morning coffee.
This morning we found out that we did not have coffee or creamer.
Driving to their local grocery store during the storm, as well as local college students looking for food.
There wasn't a lot of food options at school right now.
But one Mont Eagle resident thrives in these snowy conditions.
Oh gosh, I was ready. I was ready. All I had to do was make some phone calls to my clients and say, you want your snow removed? And yeah, come on down and let's move the snow.
After running an excavating business for 30 years, resident Michael Johnson was eager to get to work on Monday.
You know, doing tractor equipment and stuff, it's fun for me.
Including the Mont Eagle Fire Station building a station snowman during their off time.
Hey, looky.
Perfect.
I think everybody's kind of happy to see the snow.
But more worries approach the chief overnight as temperatures drop below freezing.
I'm concerned about the elderly, children, loss of heat, pets outside. The bitterly cold's what's got me concerned now.
As snow continues to fall, it is recommended to stay off roads and use caution, especially if on any side roads. Reporting in Mont Eagle, Lexi Horvath, News Channel 9.
This family invited me to sled with them, so of course I said yes. A fun family activity for Billy Morgan and his grandkids.
Yay! We're having a good time.
They're staying off the road today due to slick conditions, and they're not the only ones.
There's no way I would go on 111, and you know, the kids' school's out and our work is closed, so we'll just be staying home, staying off the road.
A multi-vehicle crash on State Route 111 north at the Hamilton-Sequatchie County line closed the road earlier today, according to TDOT.
As soon as I got on 75 earlier today, family from Florida had crashed into the barrier wall. Luckily they were okay, but now they're stranded here because of a driver that was driving too fast for conditions. Hamilton
County Sheriff Austin Garrett says the W Road and Roberts Mill Road were also shut down.
Stay indoors and ride this thing out and make everyone's job a little bit easier so we don't have other people who become either a casualty to the weather or a statistic.
The freezing temperatures and the cold weather is definitely a game changer.
Drivers stuck on the road call for help from towing companies. But even tow truck drivers can't escape these dangerous conditions.
We're getting a lot more calls for people that are stuck in a ditch or down a hill or an embankment. Some of those are challenging for guys like us to get to, because we get in the same predicament as the motorists do, trying to steer clear of the problems.
So what is the problem?
I mean, right now it could be fine, and 2 hours from now it could be really icy again.
David Holloway with Signal Mountain Police says conditions can change at a moment's time. He says all hands are on deck to get these roads clear, and the help isn't just for drivers.
We had the fire guys help us rescue a dog. They couldn't get up the icy slope, so we helped them out.
Taking a look farther north in Saudi Daisy on Highway 111, our News Channel 9 Skyview drone captured this moment. A tractor trailer slid into a car while a truck was stuck on the road just ahead.
I wasn't going to attempt to drive today. I know some other people may be out there doing that, but I feel like that's a bad idea. So I'm gonna keep it local.
Aaron Brown and his family are sticking to building snowmen and riding around their Razor around their Signal Mountain neighborhood because of conditions like this.
I think me and Brian may try and take it out in a little while without the kids and just see what's going on the roads.
After 4 Chattanooga residents were forced out of their burning homes and into frigid weather overnight on Tuesday.
So it's really a team effort. When you get in temperatures like this, it's a team effort to get these things taken care of.
Chattanooga Fire Chief Rick Boatwright says,
we're always prepared. Our department continuously trains on events like this, preparations for snow and stuff.
walking us through how frigid temperatures can complicate their response.
We had to change all the hoses out because they were froze solid.
A backhoe had to knock down one wall on this home on Graceland Trail because it was not safe for firefighters to be inside. But Chief Boatwright says that's not the only safety in mind in the winter months.
When we start hearing the meteorologists, we're a week in advance on preparation.
Expecting an uptick in house fires every winter.
People having items, furniture, or anything too close to a heater.
The National Fire Protection Association says fires occur more often in winter than in any other season. They say half of all home heating fires occur in December, January, and February, bringing extra work for firefighters during the winter months.
We're having to rotate crews out in their trucks to keep them warm. We're having to swap hoses out because the hoses are freezing.
With a key piece of advice for residents this season. What can you say to help relieve this from happening to their home?
Make sure you have working smoke detectors, okay? You know, the batteries, change them every 6 months.
Monteagle towing companies have been pulling trucks that were stuck due to the winter storm that started on Monday. And that wasn't the only hours-long backup the drivers had to sit through on I-24.
It was just chaotic, real chaotic.
It's been a long few nights for Michelle Littleton.
I am an over-the-road semi-truck driver, and as I was coming up the Eagle, about 2.1 miles from the Pilot, it was so cold in the pressure, I blew my antifreeze lines and everything.
An unfortunate situation that caused her to wait almost 2 hours for help. Monday night into Tuesday morning, this is what the TDOT SmartWay camera showed during the time drivers started getting stuck.
Trying to get out, and you got other drivers that have no care or no remorse for anybody, just flying and almost got hit by somebody.
Now in a local motel, she waits to see how long until she can get back on the road safely.
It's so cold up here today.
The chaos didn't stop Monday.
Like, our roads here was treacherous, and yesterday we were almost sold out. So our increase of people over the weather has been huge.
Tuesday, a messy backup had drivers stuck for hours. This time, a jackknife tractor trailer had westbound traffic snarled for hours. This is video from our News Channel 9 Skyview drone camera, where you can see vehicles stopped for miles along I-24 near I-59.
And then I even had one lady tell me she sat in one spot for 6 hours and then went 2 miles an hour. And it took her about an hour to go 7 miles.
Alize Long has been checking people into the Smokehouse Lodge and cabins in Monteagle.
I mean, they said it was really bad getting up here. So just being able to stop was grateful for them.
In Monteagle, I'm Jordan Carnback, News Channel 9. Icy conditions haven't slowed down here in McMinn County. You can see the road is still very slippery. Drivers sliding off of the road and ending up in ditches is something that Athens Public Works is calling a challenge as Good Samaritans come to the rescue of their neighbors.
I just asked, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Yes, I'm fine."
The safety of his passenger is the first thing that went through Efrain Ochoa's head after this.
And there was not enough room for me to get on a clean area. And when I get to on top of the ice paddle there, and I started sliding.
His truck tipped over into a ditch because of the ice that still covers County Road 750 in McMinn County.
Mr. Scott come by and he said, "Do you need some help?" I said, "Sir, yes, we do need help."
Scott McCullough, just cruising by, stopped his Jeep and gave them a bit of hope along with a pool.
He had ran off the road and spun around and spun his trailer over, and then I took him to get his tire changed and pulled the trailer and truck out of the road.
And that wasn't his only rescue of the day.
As we were getting ready to leave from there, this guy came through and was going a little bit too fast, and he hit the ice and slid into a tree.
The low temperature has obviously made being productive with the plows and some of the salt really difficult. It's a challenge for all highway departments. I mean, just for the city, for us, we've got a little bit smaller area.
In Athens, Jordan Carnback, News Channel 9.
Our officers have been out truly around the clock these past few days.
I would say probably 20 to 30 calls just since Monday.
After a winter storm caused temperatures to drop below freezing, animal shelters like the McCamey Animal Center and the Humane Educational Society have received several calls about animals left outdoors.
Animals get hypothermia, they get frostbite, they die when it's below freezing and they're exposed to the weather. So it is a crime to neglect your animals.
Officers with the Animal Protection Service here at the Humane Educational Society say that by law, there is only so much they can do when responding to these calls.
So for us as officers, it can be very difficult when we do get these calls because legally, if a dog, has the proper shelter, we cannot just go and take the dog. There are ordinances and laws and policies that even though we are officers, we still have to follow those.
Tennessee law sets standards for shelter that must be provided for dogs. Otherwise, it is an act of animal cruelty. They can check on the animal after and ensure that they are dry and cared for. HES and McCamey both have programs to provide shelters for owners of outdoor animals, like these cat houses filled with straw to provide insulation. And while the temperatures drop, their advice to you?
To please bring them inside. Please try and find somewhere indoors where that pet can be warm.
If it's a cat or a dog, just bring it in.
In Chattanooga, Mary Beth Mangrum, News Channel 9.
With more than 59 hours below freezing, some roads are still impassable, like here off of Rocky Top Lane. One woman who lives at the top says she's been calling the county for help for several days.
County said they would come out and, salt and scrape, but we haven't seen them yet.
Since Monday, Sharon Worley and her husband have been trapped inside of their home from the winter storm.
Snow covered, and it's just gotten worse. And again, now it's snowing again. So we are iced in.
She says her husband tried to get out on an ATV to get her medicine from a nearby pharmacy, but could not make it. What is the county doing specifically to help residents who live on the roads that are still considered impassable?
They are working to get out chemical agents. We have the snow plows, we have the crews out responding in to those individual reports.
The county sent this statement saying the highway department has been working around the clock 12-plus-hour shifts every day this week, and that a salt truck was headed to Retro Hughes Road. But a spokesperson told us where Sharon and her neighbors live is a private road that they don't service.
It was hard. I had to find certain ways to get there because of the icy roads and everything.
Forcing Chat State student Hayden to find other ways to attend class.
I'm pushing the gas. Oh my God.
And while more than 13 million TikTok users saw this Chattanooga driver try to navigate Monday's snow,
I just recorded in case something did happen.
4 days later, some tow trucks are still having trouble.
There was a tow truck that was coming up these roads and it slid off into the ditch.
As the county is fighting against the current winter weather events,
We just could not get in front of the freeze rate. The melting agents only worked for so long and it was freezing very quickly.
But until the roads are clear,
So I'm afraid a house to catch on fire, or we've got elderly people up here that might need an ambulance and they can't get to them.
Road conditions are looking up as sunshine is expected to relieve the ice this weekend. Reporting in Saudi Daisy, Lexi Horvath, News Channel 9.
I kind of like school, so I'm kind of not happy and I kind of am.
It's been a full week of no school for some families.
We've basically just been playing outside the whole time.
And sledding a lot.
Josephine Manning goes to Normal Park. Along with her sibling Jamie, she's been finding ways to keep busy.
I wanted to go to the climbing wall, but then
And she was like waving her arms in the air, and then she was like, ow, that hurt.
Cold weather and icy conditions on the roads haven't just affected drivers this week.
There was this patch of ice, and I slipped and my arm went under my body because I was trying to catch it.
With a sprained arm, a day at the aquarium sounded perfect for this family, but they are one of not many visiting this week.
Whenever we have winter weather coming through and it kind of slows things down in the city, we see fewer people visit too.
A spokesperson with the Tennessee Aquarium says those icy road conditions have a lot to do with their attendance.
It's a combination of cold weather and roads, I think. Like I said, people kind of tend to stay home when, snow falls. We're in the South. People don't get to see a lot of snow here, so they try to stay off the roads, and I think that has a lot to do with it.
Are you guys ready for school on Monday, hopefully?
Yes.
And there's some snow flurries going on right now.
Oh my gosh.
It's snowing again.
The Watkins family is ready for school to open back up, but for now,
This weather is not stopping their family from having some fun.
We do have a lot of arts and crafts in the house, and friendship bracelet making and all the baking supplies one could need. It's worked out, but she loves school.
Thank you so much for making Storm Track 9 your first choice for local weather. To stay up to date with the latest, please like and subscribe.